Hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at Solana. I have to say that the recent price evolution, I think the last video I made was 2 days ago, or maybe a day ago. Visually, and I'm saying visually, since the 3rd of October, price is moving upwards with what appears to be a leading diagonal. Yeah, so it's an assumption that I make, and if you look at the wave count, so we're on the 4-hour, on the wave counts, that leading diagonal fits the criteria because it's 3 waves to the upside, 3 to the downside, 3 to the upside, 3 to the downside. And now, if that is indeed the bottom of wave 4 of this leading diagonal, we would want to see 3 to the upside for wave 5. Once that one is completed, that would indicate the top of wave 1, and then we look for 3 to the downside for wave 2. So it's a bullish count that needs to retrace the leading diagonal movement before going to the upside. I can't give a reasonable target for wave 3 in circle, yellow, simply because wave 2 hasn't even started to form. Yeah, so for the moment, it's not necessary. If you look at the bigger picture, despite this kind of ranging sideways movement in which Solana is since the 5th of August, if the initial count is correct, meaning that you have a wave 1, ABC down for wave 2, and a wave 3 that targets, I think it's 225 or 228, wave 3 in bracket gray. Within that third wave in bracket gray, we have a 1, 2. So that's a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. That's very, very bullish because for the last 1, 2, you still need to do third, fourth, and fifth. But once you've done that, you complete only the third in bracket. You still need to do a fourth and a fifth much higher. So the picture for Solana, if the count is correct, the yellow count, I mean, the picture is really, really bullish. Now, there is the alternative of the blue count. And this blue count exists since we made, I think it was this low here or that low here. I don't remember. It wasn't blue, it was a different color, but it doesn't matter. Assuming that this is a top, it's a wave 1 in blue, you would want then to see 3 wave move down for a wave 2. Yeah. The blue count assumes that the wave 2 has not completed yet. Because if it had, then you would have a wave A of ABC, a wave B of ABC, and a wave C. And then you would have your C here. Yeah. The issue I have with that, and that's what I expressed in the last video, is the shortness of the C leg and the absence of momentum or velocity. I would have liked, and that was my target, I think I had 125 as a target, I would have liked wave C to break below wave A. That would have given a clear picture. But you know, market doesn't care what you want. It gives you what it gives you. So that's why I made the assumption that the blue count is actually wave 2 not completed and we're still in the correction. Granted that this A wave was rather steep and quick, and the B wave is extending. So I assume in the blue count that the B wave topped here. And now we are making the C leg. And if you put some extensions, you can get a reasonable target for wave C. So that count appears to be a flat. You could get a wave C at either 618, so 141, or 100% extension of wave A, which is 131. So between 141 and 131 for the blue count of the C leg to finish, that's reasonable enough target. Now, how can I know, or how can we know if it's the yellow or the blue that is playing out? Well, there is one very simple line in the sand, and that's the bottom of wave 4 in blue. in yellow, sorry, break that down, then you would indicate that you are not doing a leading diagonal. I mean, break it down without going to make a fifth. Yeah, because if you go make a fifth, you make a higher high compared to this one, then that means your B has to shift there and you don't have anymore a 3-wave correction to the upside for B. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that blue count is out the window. Yeah, most likely. So if it's the yellow count playing out, then you go up for a wave 5 of 1, and then that would eliminate the idea of an extended B wave, and therefore a following C to the downside. Yeah. But for the moment, what is of interest is the 147.66. That is a level. Should it be broken down rather now, that would indicate that this move is not part of a leading diagonal, but it's part of a larger correction. Well, I should not say correction, because if it's a C leg, then it's a motive wave, it's an impulse. So this move, should it break 147, is a motive move to the downside that could be identified as a C leg in the making. Break this one here, 135, that would reinforce this idea. Break the yellow one at 133, you completely dismantle this idea of leading diagonal. Yeah. So 133, if that is the 2 in yellow, the bottom of wave 2, if you break that, then you don't have a leading diagonal anymore, and you don't have possibilities to aim for a pullback before entering and going higher. However, if price were to keep support here at 120, if this one is not broken, you still keep the idea of a bigger impulse wave, 1, 2, 3, that is targeting 225 or 228. You keep this alive as long as 120 is not broken. So you could still break down the yellow line here at 133 and remain within an overall bullish motive pattern for Solana. Yeah, you would just simply be delaying the process of the bullishness, because you would be making a C leg for a 2. Once the 2 is complete, then you look to the upside for a 5-wave motive movement. Yeah. If I remove the count, I just want to check on the technicals to see if we have some overhead. Yeah, I mean, obviously overhead on the technicals, difficulties to break. That is this kind of descending trend line that every time price has come near that has proven to be a stall and drop type of reaction. So did we stall? Apparently yes. Is the price dropping? It seems like it. She needs to break what I was saying, 147. To confirm that, should it ever break down, there is an area of demand that could be of interest between 135 and 139. To the upside, overhead resistance. What do we have? Yeah. If you take a fib from the top made in March to the bottom made in August, you may want to consider the 70.2% as a strong inflection point. Yeah. And then otherwise, should you break the 70.2%, it will indicate likely that you are to go and test the resistance, maybe not directly, but in the near future. Resistance overhead is 184 and up to 194. So the picture for Solana is not negative at all. There is just a lot of work to be done. Like the bulls really have to, they have to prove it, because it's not a given at the moment. But the picture as it is now with this seemingly leading diagonal is very healthy, even though the picture is, the structure is fragile. Is very healthy as long as we keep 147 as support and we don't go any below that before making a new high in yellow, then it remains very bullish for Solana. I was looking at the future side earlier. The picture is rather similar. There is really no conviction from the aggressive either buyers or sellers to throw the price in a direction or another. I mean, if you look from this low here made on the 3rd of October, price has been rising, whereas if I take the same, you could say that is relatively flat. Yeah, it's going down, up, flat, and a bit down. So overall, price is going up, but the open interest does not indicate any clear tilt of the scale between buyers and sellers. So it's going to be a wait and see. And even if you look at the delta, whenever price is making a spike, whether it's a spike high or spike low, the delta is not convincing. There is no clear either positive delta or negative delta. It's really tamed. It's as if market participants are on the sideline and waiting for something bigger to trigger their interest, whether it's going to be upside movement or downside movement. So there is not much we can do with that at the moment. So the picture for Solana is bullish. It's positive as long as very short term we don't break 147. That would invalidate the leading diagonal concept and would reinforce the idea that we are still within the correction for wave 2. Okay, so that's it for the update. If you liked it, leave me a comment, leave a like also, subscribe to the channel. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.